A hitman was shocked to discover that he had just completed a long-distance assassination, only to find that the client not only failed to pay the remaining balance, but also sent him a message taunting him. His taunt enraged the Jackal, who immediately devised a plan to exact revenge. He first disguised himself as a British businessman coming to discuss a deal and successfully obtained the client's information from the bank where the initial deposit had been made. However, what he didn't expect was that the transfer was made by a small company named Harolin. Following the clues he had gathered online, the Jackal finally tracked down the parent company of Harolin, the Otto Foundation. On the company's official website, the wolf saw a familiar face. The man on the left in the photo was named Elias Pfister, whose father was the boss who had been assassinated by the Jackal a few days earlier. Now that the Jackal had obtained the identity information of the debtor, he prepared to carry out his next act of revenge. According to online reports, Elias would be attending his father's funeral the next day in a private car. Upon learning this information, the Jackal directly followed Elias's private car driver to the garage, threatened the driver with a gun to get into the trunk, and then shot him. The Jackal then disguised himself as the driver. The next day, Elias got into the car driven by the Jackal. Unaware of anything unusual, he followed the convoy along the original safe route. However, after passing through several intersections, the Jackal, who was driving, boldly asked him about his leg. Elias became furious upon hearing this and loudly rebuked the Jackal. At that moment, the Jackal suddenly reached for a gun, shot the bodyguard in the front passenger seat, then accelerated and made a sharp turn, successfully breaking away from the convoy and heading toward the outskirts. Elias frantically tried to jump out of the car, but found he couldn't open the door no matter what he did. With no other option, he pulled out his phone and called the bodyguard captain behind him, hoping the other party would catch up and rescue him. However, the Jackal changed direction, charging toward the outer crowd, then drove into the complex alleys of the urban area. The bodyguards behind him tried to catch up but were blocked by the obstacles the Jackal had created. Having temporarily escaped the pursuit, the Jackal found an empty street and stopped the car. He turned to look at the customer who had humiliated him on the dark web and spoke slowly. After avenging himself, he quickly changed his clothes and took out the pre-prepared timed bomb, throwing it into the car. By the time the bodyguards found the location, the car had already exploded, and the Jackal had long since vanished.